Chapter number 8, Rocks and Minerals. The learning outcomes of Module 1 discussion are: number 1, what the minerals are and what are the different types of minerals, such as metallic minerals and the non-metallic minerals. Before discussing the minerals in detail, we must have this previous learnt knowledge, such as what are the rocks, and they are called the non-living components of our environment. And we know that rocks can form the soil, and rocks are very hard. These are the past experience or knowledge we should have before learning about the minerals. I hope you have such kind of knowledge or learning outcomes or experiences regarding the rocks. Now, in a sentence, we can say minerals are the very fine grains that make up rocks. In the definition of minerals, we can define in this way that minerals are very fine grains that make up rocks. And we can also mention the definition of minerals in this way, that rocks are composed of naturally occurring substances, and these naturally occurring substances are called the minerals. Either we can say minerals are small or very fine grains that make up rocks, or we can say minerals are very fine natural occurring substances which are the grains that make up the rocks. As we know that all the land on the earth is made up of soil and the rocks. In addition to that, we also know that the rocks can form the soil, and the formation of soil is nothing but it is the transformation of rocks into the soil under different physical process. Clear? And it should be noted that all kind of rocks on the earth are made up of minerals, different minerals. And some rocks may contain only one mineral, whereas the other different kind of rocks may contain up to 6 or more than 6 type of different minerals. Now we can observe easily. This is the diagram of showing different rocks of different colors. Now the question is, why rocks are of different colors? The reason is due to the different color of minerals. Due to the different colors of minerals, the rocks are of different colors. Clear? This is the page number 81. In short, we can say in the definition of minerals that minerals are very small or very fine grains that make up the rocks. Now, how can we prove this? Under any magnifying glass, if we observe very carefully the rock, we will discover ourselves that the rock is made up of very small or very fine grains, and these very fine grains of substances are known as the minerals. And minerals, and we know that each rock may have one or more minerals of different colors. Rocks are of different colors. The reason is because the minerals are of different colors. That's why we see different color of the rocks. We have the past experience of our body that proteins are known as the bodybuilding blocks, as well as in case of rocks, the minerals are known as the bodybuilding. We will not say bodybuilding, but the building blocks of the rocks. In human body, proteins are called the bodybuilding blocks, but in case of rocks, these minerals are called the building blocks of the rocks. And the characteristics of minerals are: number one, they are solid substances in nature. They are of different colors. They are very hard and shiny. Clear? These are the few striking features of minerals. Now, what are the different types of minerals? Now, the second question is, what are the different types of minerals? We may consult this flow chart of different minerals, such as we can broadly divide minerals into two categories, such as metallic minerals and the non-metallic minerals. What are the example of metallic minerals? Such as gold, iron, aluminium, copper. These are the minerals of metallic. Now this is the non-metallic minerals. Example are graphite, mica, feldspar and the magnesium. Now what is the main difference between metallic minerals and the non-metallic minerals? Number one, metallic minerals are mainly hard, but non-metallic minerals are not hard as much as the minerals. They hard but not as much as the minerals, metallic minerals. Number two is metallic minerals are very shiny in appearance, but the non-metallic are not very shiny in appearance. These are the main two striking differences between the non-metallic and the metallic minerals. And the examples are such as for metallic minerals, gold, iron, aluminium, copper, and for non-metallic minerals, graphite, mica, feldspar and the magnesium. Now we are going to learn in detail about the metallic minerals. Metallic minerals are mainly extracted or obtained from the ores. Mind it, metallic minerals are mainly extracted or obtained from the ores. Now come to this word. What is the meaning of ore? Mainly the ore is either rock or soil from which we can obtain the metal. I repeat once again, ore is a rock either or the soil from which we can easily obtain or extract the metals. That means metallic metals are mainly those substances that come from the ores. Clear? And ores are either rock or soil from which we can easily extract or obtain the metals. And in order to obtain the ores, first we have to mine the mineral deposits. I repeat, in order to obtain the ore, we must have to first mine the mineral deposits. And these mineral deposits are nothing but they are the composition of what? Soil and rocks. And thereafter, from these ores, through this method of extraction, we can easily obtain the metals. That's why it is said that metals are mainly extracted from the ores. I hope this is clear. Now never forget that metallic minerals are mainly associated with the igneous rock. That means most of the minerals, metallic minerals, come from the igneous rock. We will learn in detail about the igneous rock in our later or in our next discussion, while we will be discussing about the different types of rocks such as igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, or the metamorphic rocks. In short, we can say igneous rocks are those rocks which are formed due to the process of vulcanization on the earth, soil. Clear? Through the formation of magma and lava. However, generally, we can mention two important characteristics of metallic minerals, such as metallic minerals are very hard in their nature and must have a shiny in their appearance. These two are the striking characteristics of metallic minerals. And what are the examples of metallic minerals? As I mentioned earlier, gold, iron, aluminium, copper, these are the examples of metallic minerals. You may consult also this: gold, very shiny and very hard; iron, nails, shiny, hard; and copper, wire. Clear? Shiny and hard. These are the example of metallic minerals. Now it is very important to know that what metals are used for what, or what metal is used for what. Such as, for making jewelry, gold and silver are very commonly used. I repeat, this is a very important question, that what metal is used for what. First example is for making jewelry. The most commonly used metallic minerals are gold and silver. Second one is for making cooking utensils. The most commonly used metallic minerals are iron and copper and the aluminium. To make electric wires, copper is commonly used, and for making the thermometers, mercury, the liquid metal. Clear? Mercury, although it is the metal, but it is liquid in nature, and this mercury is used for making the thermometer. Now for making the different tools, we can use any kind of metallic minerals. The reason behind this is due to their hardness. Such metallic minerals have been used since long time, and it has also the historical background, such as the terms Bronze Age or the Iron Age. We know we can divide the ancient period of time into such as Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Chalcolithic, or Copper Age and the Iron Age. So such kind of the division of periods is based on the using of different tools which are made up of different materials or substances, such as Iron Age was based on the using of tools made up of iron. Clear? Bronze Age, depending on bronze tools, or Copper Age or Chalcolithic Age, depending on the use of copper tools. Clear? That's why we can say the using of tools has its historical background. Now the second type of minerals is non-metallic mineral, and regarding this we can say they are mainly associated with the sedimentary rocks. Metallic minerals are associated with igneous rock, but the non-metallic minerals are associated with the sedimentary rocks, and sedimentary rocks are mainly formed due to the process of sedimentation or the accumulation of soil and rocks in layering. We will learn in detail about this in our next interactive video session, but for this we must know that the non-metallic minerals, all non-metallic minerals are mainly associated with the sedimentary rocks, not with the igneous rock. What are the striking features or characteristics of non-metallic minerals? Such as number 1, usually they are not as much hard as the metallic minerals, and they have no shine of their own. This one is the second. Now what are the example of non-metallic minerals? Such as graphite, mica, asbestos, potassium, magnesium, feldspar. These are the example of non-metallic minerals. There are different example of building materials. These are also the non-metallic minerals, such as basalt, granite, marble, gypsum. These are also the example of non-metallic minerals. And always remember that these minerals are mainly mined easily and very largely in terms of quantity. And if I say what give me the example of two precious stones, example is diamond and the ruby. These are very or highly precious stones which are used such as in order to make the ring. In order to make the ring, the diamonds and the rubies are mainly used. Thanks for watching.